making history at CECC. And there it is! Both platforms online and Dip will take it home.
What a game.
Take a victory lap, take a bow, and take the headsets off and start to yell.
Hello everyone and welcome. We are here with ECAC round of 16 playoffs. I am Nerds, joined with Ravishing Ravish. How are we doing?
Doing A, amiga. It's gonna be a good old day of playing some Valorant, and I'm excited to see just that. Back here for more collision action. Should be a good time.
I'm excited to see we have USF VAL versus Cumberland VAL Academy on the docket here today. A solid best of 3 and an interesting storyline. See, USF, I always say C because I'm colleges, right? Has been, they had a hard time of it. They didn't actually beat Cumberland the previous time they played, and they lost on Lotus and Bind. conveniently the two maps that we're playing. So it's literally a run back of what happened previously. The first two maps are not only in the same order, but also in just the same maps. So it's very interesting to me. I hope that they come in with some different strategies.
Ideally so, considering they've already played each other once, but then on these same sort of picks, so they're likely familiar with one another, which is the, of course, hope, right? Remember, this is to make it over the finals and over the line as well too. This does matter for a lot, and if we do see Cent, hey, I'd be happy. But once more, it'll matter on how Lotus goes, of course, because the previous time, of course, nerds, it was a small blowout, and Bind was close as ever.
113 and 11-13 to boot are some interesting score lines. And just to throw another wrench into the mix, Cumberland VAL lost the last chance qualifiers for CECC. So this playoff is potentially their literal last chance to go to CECC. They're fighting to stay in it. Same thing with USF. And as we're going into Lotus, I personally really love Lotus being the last 3-site map in the competitive pool. What do you think?
I don't mind it. I think Lotus is fine. Like there's a couple of options that you can use in terms of actual attacks and rotations. It's whatever, man. I just want Haven back, bro.
You just want Haven back?
Haven is 1,000 times better than the map that Lotus will ever be.
Oh, you don't like the raise, fade, breach combos to absolutely stun any players going C or A just to like bloom.
I mean, it's not anymore. It's Gecko now, right? And like fade is. You also change out just sometimes the fade for the KO as well. But I'm more mad at what I see, which is double controller. Double controller
really
is disgustingly boring.
I mean, if we're
Dude, it's the same. It's the same wall. It's the same smoke every time. You paranoia half the site. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I personally like kind of like the changing meta when it shifts. So when certain maps get kind of shifted up, we see VCT and then teams, especially in collegiate, will look at that, watch that, and adapt to that. I personally don't mind the double controller meta too much, but I think it is a very consistent meta I feel like for 3-site maps, it might maybe bring it into Haven. I say maybe because like we saw like how dominant Astra was solo on Haven way back when, and then now we see Faked and Joby going for Viper and the Omen, and then Gerardo and John also going for Viper and Omen here. So it's kind of like this dichotomy of just 3-site maps. You maybe need more controllers.
I mean, I understand, it's fine. I find the map is also not really at a place where it can really move past Sky just yet. But
nope.
We'll see if that does change, right? With the fade coming into Sky's Eye, finds offers far too much control in terms of flashes where you can go and for your options for entry. But remember, we mentioned before, last time we were here, it was not a close game. It was barely a game at all. And went one round past the minimum amount. So here, I'm hoping for some more.
I would hope that the battles are going to be a lot more more competitive, right? Because if they won the round that they won was the 3rd round, the bye round, when they had better weaponry for USF VAL. And because of that, it kind of, you have better weapons, so you're most likely going to win that round. You really want to focus on these pistol rounds. Looking at the comp specifically from USF, it's also, I think it's the same comp that they ran previously.
Unsurprising, right? Sticking with comfort naturally. As look towards the first small bit of entry, stuck into corner. That's too likely, but traded. 1 for 1. That's all.
I mean, Hades being the IGL and captain, leading the charge. I talked to them a little bit. I actually played Minecraft with them a while back. Fun little side fact. And they are the Senti. They are the IGL. They're the player that kind of is making these shot calls. So it's good that they're still alive here in the game. See the classic Viper wall as well, cutting through sight, giving them a decent amount of space here.
Look, was it possible as the entry, but the mollies are in front to stop them from completely rushing in, though, and they actually do hold off as they do get smoked. But the wall is there to allow for them to cross over, and looking towards back of spawn. They can find a timing here. They'll be crossing over to the side. Jerez there, up against 3. should be taken down by Sickles with the rest of his team. He survives for so long. The rest of them also coming around.
Oh, and the sky's right there. Davy Gravy going to find them. That's 2 players down here. And USF is looking a lot stronger on this map, unlike the previous time. They're slowly inching their way towards a win here on the pistol. Last 2 players alive, Bill Goat and John. They're just waiting off. But the way that USF is positioned here, Joby hiding in the corner, the soft check comes out. John is going to find them. John pushing in as well. They're going to be mollied off, the pressure mounting for these players. USF, they have them surrounded both piece by piece. Davy Gravy and Hades finish them off. And we saw even a paranoia near the end to get one of those players. So even though it didn't get both, it separated them enough to lock in those picks.
I mean, that right there is just unfortunate amount of just no trades, right? And not being able to fire back enough with enough time to be able to get something back from them. The stall was there. But aside from that, it's a pistol. So you're hoping you can just trade aggressively enough to be, find sort of advantage. Not there right now. Now they're up against 2 Bulldogs, a couple of Spectres, and they're full pushing out C.
It's time for them to, go out here. It is their kind of save round. We've seen teams win this. Crocs managing to find the first. Thankfully gets at least the 1-for-1.
Ooh.
1-for-2. Ikuda grabs another, immediately pushing back on USF. USF in a spot here, right? We've seen a lot of teams in VCT and in other collegiate tournaments as well winning out this 3rd round. They're in this spot where USF could potentially lose this since they're down 2 players, especially with the buy-up of Sheriffs.
Yeah, your bonus not going your way is definitely unideal. And for Cumberland, right, considering they've now likely managed to pick up 2 more weapons, they're on the full flank route coming all the way around towards A, with just the Viper watching towards the back to go towards Heaven near C. But they're watching the entry. Timing. This could be bad.
Oh, Hades rejoins them. I think also Hades spotted them out. John takes out Davy Gravy with a classic. And the timings are found. Hades grabs 2 here. Crucial for their victory. But unfortunately, they're going to take them down. The numbers advantage working really well here in Cumberland's favor.
Yeah, made it expensive, but still getting the round back, though, is the most important part. John, especially like you mentioned, catching the timing. Onto one more. One who barely managed to get away here, too. And now from that, a Thrifty in their pocket, forcing USF on a save here once more. And now with this, they're going to find their lead unless we get Thrifty once more. But considering we got 2 Vandals on their side, I will see if Cumberland wakes up a little bit. Some little walls on both sides. Same A retake wall to be seen for the entry. And on B again, though, it's just a cutoff on site.
Yeah, and the rush B here, right? They're putting 2 players up for it as well. No, normally teams would leave that out, but they're leaving the paint shell there for stall, Sky as well for info and flashes. They're expecting some sort of fast take here onto A or B. Already Davy Gravy slow. Fake is going to be found instead. That's that paint shell popping. And at this point, all they have to do is just fall back. Wait. They don't need to push into this space. It's already been claimed. And if they lose it, I mean, it doesn't matter. They have the weapons advantage. John finds 2 more. That's going to lock in the, flawless victory for Cumberland.
Yeah, that was just them reading the push and having the weapons to be able to circumvent anything they wanted to do. Considering how much damage already put down early by Ikuza. And past that, the nade, more shots by the Bulldog. And then them coming around, not losing their lives or none of their weapons as well. The first roll round of this half, just 1 Bulldog to be named Refrigerator. Otherwise, though, couple points away from the ultimates being online. Otherwise, going back to C here for some early poke. They're gonna push up towards Mount here as a double stack, anticipating them perhaps. They're looking to rush against them, but patience is key here, and they learn from their mistakes.
The spike wasn't dedicated anywhere. So they could kind of play this classic 1-1-3, or in this case, I think it was 2-2-1, and then hitting towards A, where they're spreading themselves out to gain info. I don't think it's going to stop them, though. Most of the defensive side here for Cumberland, they're still spread out. They have A fully covered with Sentinel utility.
Waiting for that to drop as the VAL leads them towards drop. Is one taken. Nice shot, but into the snake bite they go. The Vulnerable does enough damage. Obi's walking out. They're playing ring around the rose. You see John towards the back of the site again. His cutter is just stuck, waiting for this timer to pop in. That's one taken, two. Off the smoke from up top, and at the 2v2 by the end of it. USF fighting for their lives.
They
The will
have,
come out on top.
they have the numbers here.
Nice.
He's got to 1v1 and faked.
Ooh.
Manages to win it out near the end there, but it was tense up until the final moments. And just the ultimates coming online here for Cumberland, right? They have some ults. I can see why they picked this map, but USF, they're looking way better than before. Not only because they won more rounds at this point, doubling their score from the previous time, but also it seems like Hades is making the calls that they need to really work the team together. So they're fighting and taking those, taking space as a group.
Yeah, it's looking a lot better this time. Like you're seeing a lot more confident with the shots they have so far, but they go back to the pistol defense.
Skirmish
It's about up against two. What do? Nothing. They get one back. Constellation
there?
They're pushing.
Casticola grabs two there. USF now in a vulnerable spot. The mid-round call is made, but unfortunately your IGL's gone. Billy Goat is gonna jump spot. Oh, I sputter. They spot.
Oh, they smoke towards the back to sell the fake, but they're gonna double back here. Even putting out the bite to really force them to consider staying around A, but it's just alt KG util and looking to anchor it. Okay, while the rest of them are still looking towards C. Seekers have to be committed, and now they know it's all towards C. They're full rotating here.
I mean, the Seekers, they're leading them and leading the charge for Cumberland here. The retake is already prepared. They have players on site. They're not even gonna let them plant the bomb. Faked. Teleporting up top. Has the read. Goomba stops one and manages to get traded out though. John grabbing a couple. The classic kills are there. John picking up 3 players.
The Fade getting a right-click classic kill at that distance should be illegal, but it still does manage to happen. Sun Classic, baby.
That's why it's the best gun.
Yeah, it really is scares to really get you wins, huh? But I live for now. The only one classic on their side probably is the Sun Classic, if anything. They'll be having a bit of a rougher start, but more broken by for their side right now. On the other end, the op picked up for Jareda, who's looking to hold down by A. Flash early and util too. Joe takes so much damage.
Oh my. And I mean, they have a very broken buy here, so the fact that they are already taking some damage and have lost some space is going to be rough for them. Gerardo has the read, grabs one and gets away, not wanting to re-aggress the space, knowing that USF has strength in numbers. Pushes in. Oh, it's a very precarious spot here with an op, honestly.
Wall going up is going to save him, but he's in a
pushing
one and done angle. They can all just push him here. That's an op being gone. You don't really want to lose, but he's playing hyper aggressive.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Yeah,
my blood
good
pressure
call.
has lowered. Ikuda is on the angle. It's going to see them crossing in, especially with those smokes going out. Faked, I think, has the only weapon. Catches one. Gerardo catches another. Peeks off the aggression from their teammates. Ikuda running into the only, I believe, one of the only weapons on the side. Fake finally grabbing Gerardo. Gets a second. Okay, they're evening out the score. The bleeding has stopped. The ultimate gets invested, but nothing found. Bullets matter. That's what truly matters here. Fake now in an impossible position. Gets the third. Two players left. With only 10 seconds on the timer, but they get spammed down from the breakable door. And John clutching it again. They got the 3-piece last time. They're getting it this time.
Yeah, they're just playing hyper aggressive. Cumberland are just going up so far forward. Like, Gerardo going that deep with an operator to find one and then re-peeking the angle is questionable. But you know, they decided to do it anyways, and naturally he gets punished for that. Like luckily they recovered the op, but then they're just pushing a bit too far up. Past the sights is, leaving USF able to have a firing gallery against the rest of them.
Oh my.
Early pit to push off B, but all going towards A.
Ravish, you're talking about hyper aggressive. USF getting aggressive as well, but that ultimate, I was gonna say, is just kind of aggressive. You're just already taking space off the start, off the rip. USF taking a page from that book, getting the plant down fairly quickly, and they're gonna be playing from mound. They have all 5 players. They have Crocs pushed up, and I like how they're spread out here on the attack. They're not going to be giving up any space towards here. They can always fall back into the T side. They don't necessarily need to just, be on site.
And this is the full save. Yeah.
I mean,
There's no point of trying to retake into 4v5. I don't believe that it covered the op here either. If they did, hooray. If not, oh no. And yeah, no, they did not.
Hades did.
Yeah, he took the way. Attacking op, very based, but yeah, again, they're just getting punished for making unnecessary mistakes. I can understand Cumberland being confident on their pick of their own, but this is how you kind of just lose unnecessary rounds, as USF naturally has learned how they play and ready and stacked up to counter them.
I mean, I wouldn't want to contest into a Raze, Fade, and a KJ ultimate, to be honest.
Yeah, fair point. That's,
I mean, hey.
That's a lot coming at you.
USF, I mean, they're starting to take these reads. I hope that they get even more aggressive. I want to see it.
Speaking of ultimates, though, a lot on USF side, like you mentioned. Also, showstopper for the entry. Josh again holding the angle, watching them, but across the walls, just force them up top. An immediate rotation to allow for more defense by A.
The double controller comp. Yeah. Just have 2 Viper walls, and then you're going to have Omen smokes here as well. Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to smoke off Gerardo here. Almost wanted to call it, but sometimes, they smoke off deeper, smoke off in different areas, but they definitely push into tree here, making some noise. Kind of to sell a fake, because the flank is headed towards C.
Yeah, they're just keeping them interested, like you're mentioning. It's slow rotating over, and the Hawk is coming out of B, catching no information at all. They're going to commit the full nightfall to A. They'll draw the rotations over of all 5. C is wide open, easy fake. They get so much info from that too.
Oh, and just at what point now does Cumberland rotate off? Hey, it's still a bit wary of this site. That's the ultimate being invested. Another one from Crocs. They're going to try and even out the score. Shots fired, but nothing found. Another ultimate invested into this round. USF is dedicating everything to win this. The fights are gonna start here as Gerardo peeks. They're getting so much util dumped on them. Fade util's there. Finds one, does not get the second. Traded out instead. They peek for it. Crocs finding only one before getting traded. These 1-for-1s. Leaving me at the edge of my seats again. We see them come out. Joby getting on top. Same thing with Fake. That ultimate providing cover. And now Casacola not wanting to lose the rifle that they have, going for another save.
Yeah, it was just naturally they fell for the fake. Full 5 rotated over, leaving C open. And albeit it was a heavy investment route for USF, but one that does pay off, right? Still have lockdown and flash shadows available if they beat. But for Cumberland, I think patience is what they need. Because remember, they've now 4 times the score, and yeah, a timeout well warranted from their side. Hyper aggressiveness, unnecessary rotates, and matching USF on a side where they look to be discounted, and also just not playing on the same level playing field either. Right there, both are great sides here too, but I find they're just not giving their opponents enough respect, and the USF is demanding it at every turn. So now we're even here once more. Cumberland, patience is all I want. Playing in defensiveness is what I want to see.
Stay on your sites. I mean, they have you were talking about being patient, and I think that the patience I would like to mention is more from USF side, because USF, again, set the stakes. They lost in a spectacular fashion, 113. And now, not only have they quadrupled their score, but they have proven that that was a fluke, and that this is how they truly play. So now, Cumberland, how are they going to reassess the situation? You talked a little bit about being more patient, and hopefully that's what they're just, the coach is like, yeah, you guys stay on your sights. You know, they might be trying to fake us out. They might be trying to do certain things. And that's just props to Hades to make those calls. The IGL leading the team here.
Yeah. He's definitely having a good read on just how Cumberland wants to play. And here they started is putting out early shots to match aggression, but I was gonna say they're at least playing farther back on the sides, and Cascola, it's that just way pushed up.
They're like, no, I'm not fighting this. Oh, they're playing way more patiently here on the A site. They pushed up and they pushed back. Oh, it's a lot of util pushing Ikuda off the angle. Cascola already on drop. They're gonna be waiting for the full commit. It seems faked. Gonna get the plant.
He is stuck there towards the back that he actually can't go up.
Oh!
So he's gonna need someone to build out, and that's one for Ikuda. I guess it gets one more traded out, and Lockdown also committed here too to try to get USF to the 5th.
Oh,
it should
my
be theirs.
Gosh, faked finding 2 there is going to be great for USF, as now Cumberland, they had the pause, they had the break. Hades not letting off the brakes and not letting Cascola escape. With Nox dying there, or I believe, not Nox, sorry, Ikuda dying there. Croc's the one to take them down, I believe. Cascola was stuck. They were trapped. They had no savior. Does not get the one. Unfortunately, running into the duelist, so you know the aim is there.
All good. Bear in mind, last time these team faced, we talked a lot about the score. It was very lopsided, right? 13-1. No competition, but it was on Cumberland being on the attack. That was how they took them over. Not sure you can see how their side is leans towards the offensive, and how they as a team just feel a lot more comfortable there. Their defensive sides clearly, yeah, retakes just not on par just yet, being disjointed. Here we see another push up. That's one. Will Gerardo get one?
Oh, catches them with the util, but the bullets don't land. Oh, and USF now, they have a read, right? There's players towards C. It's going to take them a while to get to A. They already took a player down as well in C. A site only maintaining a couple players. Find the one, but not the 2 Billy Goats. Going to get the refrag. The trade has been found. Spike's going for it as well. And they're playing this a lot more cautiously for USF. Oh, Billy Goat is not playing cautiously, getting their ultimate, investing it in. They locked it in. Oh, thankfully surviving their clutch is going to be able to take down not only the KJ, but also the lockdown faked, grabbing Cascola on the flank. And now Gerardo is in a tough spot here. Gets the one onto Croc. I'm starting to believe, but with only 2 bullets left, 1 bullet, 2 players. It's not going to come out. A team ace. The timeout not paying paying forward. It's 4 rounds up here for USF. Cumberland in a tough spot, man.
I just have to wonder why Billy Goat committed the lockdown there in that position. He's at drop with no defense and a disadvantage of weapon, where we've even seen like Cascola also around there too. It's like you can't walk back up, right? You have to win your one or you just die and you lose the lockdown too. In a really awkward position. So the Cumberland just on the retake again. Now set up for success, and at least they live.
I mean, they have, it's going to be a way more competitive round here and a way more competitive game, especially because Cumberland here, they, looking at, the previous match, they were on attack starting. So it makes me kind of wonder if Cumberland has that stronger attack side. Oof, shots come out, but nothing found just yet. USF making their way slowly towards the C site. They also want to get to ECAC. USF does as well. I know I was talking about at the start how Cumberland, this is their chance to get into ECAC, but USF is fighting for it.
That's true. Yeah, both teams looking at moving forward. But
Site take.
they're just walking through.
Once for one, Casacola is going to go down, and that's going to be your initiator out for your retake. You need to find the picks here, but John's going to go down. No more smokes. The spike is planted. Gerardo finally grabbing one, gets another. These are huge picks here for Cumberland. TP's right into the crosshairs of Davy Gravy, who unfortunately stayed onto the site, continued to commit the tap for the fake. I don't know if it's going to draw Cumberland out this far. With time running out, they have to go for the plant. Cumberland know this. There's that blast pack to push him off. Billy Goat's gonna get Gravy. There's about 5 seconds left. The spike needs to go down. The commit happens from USF, and they allow it. Billy Goat peeks and falls. Joby getting the clutch within the last couple of seconds.
Oh, you're so close, sir, but you know he has to plant. You gotta just push him. Like, it could be a second where maybe he's not doing it, maybe it's a fake, but I thought it's a chance you gotta take. Think it, you know, he probably hasn't committed. So that's more than a time to do so. You caught him in a trap, and might have been it, but unfortunately, again, Cumberland said they gotta just hold last just one and done angles where they don't have really exit routes, or they're getting themselves caught off guard. And tumultuous situations.
Joby has the timing, but gets spot up by the entire trio. Actually, 4 players from Cumberland there. Bit comical.
Right. Works out, right?
I mean, to at least some degree, that's info gained, and the push onto C is now committed because they know, all right, these players are most likely 4 of them towards A. They're not going to be here for a while. John's just peeking out here. Hades, they have the cross set up, or at least the double up onto this angle. They only know one. The paranoia is going to push them off, though. Great start here. Ultimates invested for Cumberland. They find a couple of players. A couple is an understatement. Hades managing to grab 3. Not only the IGL, but also able to get picks of their own. Davy Gravy evens out the score 1v1. That's gonna be the fade util, but it's not gonna stop the defuse from coming through. They look away, and I have to look away as it's not gonna be found by Davy Gravy.
Dude, what are these rounds, man?
They're so interesting.
That is a word for it. Yeah, I agree, for sure, for sure. It's just I'm just fascinated that, you know, at the end all, right, you hear the tap. Now, of course, the issue becomes that it's not planted for you, so you got to make a choice, trying to find out where he is or not, and leaving yourself into open fire potentially. But then you gotta just think, man, it's been about 3 seconds. He hasn't moved yet. I've gotta just run, and it's in both rounds here and there. Boys, you gotta be more decisive when it comes to post plants. It's tough. It's tough for sure.
This is also Cumberland's pick, right? And they are starting off on attack. So this is the round where, this is the side and the map where they dominated USF. But USF, they probably have been cooking something. They've been watching the tapes. So I have a feeling that they kind of read into this. How, you know, Cumberland didn't have the cleanest defense, and their retakes weren't as strong.
And I will say if the attack after does pay off for them, right? Playing a very slow in the press, probably the slowest round I've seen out of any of these sides here so far. I want to get caught, but they take a chance, rotate over. It's stopped by the molly as the rest of them come through. John's still waiting around. Finds one. Sides semi-open, but they can't get pincered.
Oh, the commit's gonna start. The retake utility is there just to apply pressure. Pincer maneuver, very good way of putting it, Ravish, because these guys have been attacking from both sides, and I think Cumberland knows this. They invested the firepower that they needed to take down USF. They read into it.
Cumberland finding one. A positive sign. And it's been kind of 2-2s for them throughout the entire half. And now here on their bonus. Right, last time, right? They did manage to grab bonus off of USF, and we'll see if they can do the same. But right now the USF, the stack this time seems to be towards B. No real options or real testament showing towards an actual full push out, but just the wall set up. Back to a 2-1-2.
Oh, the noise already created by Casticola. And they have the weaponry here. They're comfortable. Site committed, it seems. They're gonna be pushing on. That's a lot of utility invested, and Joby found for it. Couple players towards waters. They find it really good timing to get into the smoke. As Raze is on site, no one's gonna clear them. Gerardo grabs one for Cox. Grabs three.
Huh?
I did not expect him to win that. I thought they were gonna fall, but no. They find three before it's too late. Thankfully, Ikuda able to grab three of their own, but that was really close for Vish.
Oh my god,
was
dude,
so
he gets
close.
sitting with the classic hiding in a corner when they all have actual guns. That's nuts.
And that's why they're the duelists. It makes sense now.
No, he's hacking. What do you mean? He's that's
No, but Crocs popping off there is gonna do so much economical damage here for the buy round. And USF, they have a stacked, you know, maybe two players have light shields, but we don't see any outlaws. We don't see we see the light shield meta still thriving. And Crocs thriving as well. Immediately opening things up and pushing the pressure of Cumberland away from the C site.
he's just not immediately pushed out, right? Past the one way. He walks in dry, gets punished, and not having Omen on Lotus is not gonna be ideal for you at all. So he's gonna just hard push into A here. Oh,
He just barely survives. But he's gonna get caught off. Two players peek,
That's
and
a
they
gun.
get upgrades here. Oh no, the upgrades might actually be really bad for USF because they are now on at least more even weaponry.
doing all right so far though, but
Ooh.
we're up again. They love playing drop
I mean,
on Cumberland, and they always get punished.
I feel like that's a read from USF as well, almost in some cases. USF's retake coming out. Crocs showing us some more of their prowess. John not able to find a pick at all. 4 players alive for USF, carrying 4 rifles into the next round.
There's no button. Save the day. Easy.
Yeah, it's post plants right now from Cumberland. Definitely been messy, but naturally there was a fine due to the fact that they just had, you know, not a ton of prowess in the weaponry, but
Worse off weaponry.
definitely been a roll regress, and you know, we're calling a timeout here once again. We'll get to see what that's about in a bit, but currently though, Cumberland, let's see what they change here once more. Remember last time they took a timeout, it was 2 runs in a row for USF. And pushing themselves to double digits. Gonna be a great little leeway for themselves. The first full gun round in the second half again in Cumberland. This is their comfort side. This is where they want to be at on their map pick, because we remember how close bind was. USF will not let that go for free.
I mean, with how USF is playing, I remember we talked at the beginning of the cast, we might be seeing Ascent, and I wouldn't be surprised if we did, because USF looking very strong on this map, and I feel like just they have had to look at the tape and been like, all right, these guys play very aggressively on attack, or they play very slowly during this type of round. During the rifle rounds, they like to stack together towards one site and slam it. They usually commit, and they have these reads, especially the mid-round calls. So I wonder if we're gonna see some on-the-fly adaptation from Cumberland.
Hopefully. Because from here on barn, like you mentioned, it is Cumberland on the attack first, I believe.
Oh my gosh. There's
Sorry,
players up
defense
here.
first.
The paranoia combo. Paranoia
Huge.
counter. Davy's gonna get the first pick. And they immediately retreat. It's not a one for done. Maybe the combo is one and done, but the players aren't done. They managed to all get out. And now USF is on. Not only did they just absolutely rattle Cumberland, but they also have all 5 players alive. Monster alarm bot.
Yeah. Going there, Mark. Still putting enough space. We'll try to plant here. Showstopper, easy pick. And the rush didn't push into the site, leaving 2 once more alive. Cumberland remembered again off a time out. He'll drop and he's gonna die. He's just it's never worked. It has never worked.
It really hasn't. It really did not. I could have still managed to grab one. I don't think they have the read onto Joby. Well, they do, at least in some capacity, but Cumberland, right? They've only about 1 player. Oh, yeah, they only have 1 player left. It's the duelist going for the dive and not finding much in it.
USF now once again taking a full-blown lead. Comfortably so at 2 rounds. And on a save where Cumberland could look to be falling down by 3. You mentioned it. Double digits on the horizon. Although not many ultimates, you know, 1 way from Davy Gravies. Cumberland though, Showstopper and Seekers available. I've committed a save, I would doubt it, but it surprised me before. Similar 1-way put up towards A. Is pushed as a lean towards B is seen.
Oh, that ultimate invested from Ikuda is going to give them so much info. They're on an eco, so they have to find one here with the ult. And as soon as it runs out, USF can collapse onto them. We already see the makings of it. 2 players going, making sure A is clear, trying to go for a flank CT on the sides. On the flip side, thankfully, I think Cumberland reads into this as they send players out off on the extremities instead of being pinched. Croc's still gonna find one to start things off. Casacola going for the chase. This is the flank. It's working out for them. Both teams reading into it. Crocs finds another before getting traded by Billy Goat. Gerardo, the only player here with a Vandal, finding one is going to be huge for them, leaving USF in a impossible spot. Casacola is going to fall, but Gerardo nets them the victory here and prevents the double digits.
Around back from the brink. Investment not expected, but 1 well as Cumberland a much clean and 1 and in need of this round so desperately. Crucial turn. Gun still in their hands. Be able this momentum.
Oh, as much momentum as they can find. They get kind of pushed off the angle a little bit. And I feel like the Sky, right, has been working so well for Cumberland as well. They, you know, they dominated with it in the previous games, and they did a good job with the Sky here, but we haven't seen the crazy sort of outplays since post nerf. Spam, but didn't find any of the util.
Yeah, not much taken here either, but yeah, like you're saying, Guy's not able to just do as he flashes that they're lacking, but his dog allows him to entry. Joby definitely heard the TP. About to give away the site with no plan actually committed. We're looking for rotations to come through from USF. As it's a delay.
I mean, the
rotation
so slow from Cumberland.
Yeah. They've already read this. They're already here.
Yeah, I mean, they heard the door open. Croc's getting, you know, blocked out of position, but they still have 2. That's the paint shells going out to stop him. He decides to push, but doesn't deny the plant. It's only gonna feed into the fire of Cumberland. It fuels them here. And now Davy Gravy with 22 HP and, you know, just a limited amount of time needs to not only deny the plant towards C, but needs to take out 3 other players at full HP with rifles.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'll be honest. That's,
Yeah, it's an impossible feat, honestly.
especially now that he opens the door. You're gonna know exactly who's coming in from. Yeah, that's it. Bye bye.
Casacola reads it. Gas is like, yep, immediately.
Yeah, that was good on Cumberland as well too. They forced them over to B and sold the fake plant, if anything. Knew that they would immediately dash at util, try to push them. And the right call made with the ready with the defenses. 3 set up on the angle. Looking to find the fight wherever they can. We're back to even here once more. Finally, they recover and resolve some issues. Seth, let's see if they also adapt.
Oh, they're getting so aggressive here towards A. As soon as the smoke fades, Croc's gonna fall off the angle or risk getting spotted out. There's gonna be a huge skirmish here. First one found. Crocs is gonna take the first, and the second looks away and gets out with their life. That's 2 players down for Cumberland. The read has been found, but Bill Goat is just vibing back here. One negative about this US comp is they don't have heals. Speaking of the heals, Casacola finding Joby, and that's gonna at least give some inclination to USF where Cumberland is going.
Yeah, they managed to at least, like you're saying, find where they're going out. Put the plants out by the edge towards mound, but that means they have to play towards that side here, especially. That's one looking towards there already. Casacola gets caught. This is so tough now.
They have all 4 players together, and they picked up not only weaponry but an ultimate as well. They shoot into it. They're playing out of the pit.
It's gonna fall.
Is there? Oh, thankfully Bill Goat's gonna fall, but John here needs to get these picks. Gets the 2-piece. Oh, that's spray.
Oh my God!
The taps for John for double digits secured by Cumberland. John just getting a beautiful 4-piece there.
No one was on the bomb the entire time. They just let that go. No one's defusing.
It would have been an entirely different story, Ravish, if they had like half, or if they even like were defused. They had enough time, I think.
Yeah,
7
they were
seconds.
on the side, kind of just meandering, waiting for them to push onto them, but they had 4 members. They could potty block them, if anything.
It was
by the end.
1000% the pit. It was the pit. They were afraid of it. They were like, "What? Well, we don't know."
The pit
where
was
the
gone.
Viper
That's the
is."
thing. The pit dropped. Right.
That's why they didn't start defuse. Oh my God, it's hard to tell because in my mind I'm like, they probably didn't start defusing because of the pit, but then like once the pit's gone, you're right. Why not just start defusing? It's such a misread, but unfortunately, I mean, they had the picks that they needed, except John skill solutioned.
Yeah, huge play from John here though, for sure. Him coming back, finding 2 that were up against him, and a transfer again, beautiful from up top as well. Saving the team and the round, giving USF a well-warranted timeout, the first one of the entire game, to see how to adapt.
I mean, this is 1000% not the same USF that played in that previous Lotus map.
I mean, it's evident, naturally.
Yeah, I mean, 9 and 10. It's fairly even. Crocs getting the first blood on Ikuda as well. You know, just get it and fall back. No skirmish to be found. And I mean, but for Cumberland, I feel like they're not even afraid. They, with how John has been playing, they can be a duelist in their own right in terms of their aim. Casacola taking up the mantle of the entry with that ultimate, deciding not to play for drop this time. Thankfully. Double ultimates invested into this.
They're both gonna have to fall off here. Hades could probably sneak into drop, but is up against a bunch. Gonna have to tuck in. No, nobody caught, but things not. Again, that's the mismatch value drop, right? He's just stuck. Paranoid comes out a bit late.
USF.
That's 2 gone.
USF has the reads here. Hades grabbing Cassicola
my.
as well. John is now pinched to the corner. Some heroics need to come out this time. Not making the same mistake. Going for the defuse. Hades falls. John spams, but that's the defuse coming out.
There it is.
John has just been on a roll here, but thankfully it eventually goes down to their equal.
See, and which is why I mentioned before the confusing part, because they're in a post-plan retake where they have all the advantages and the site, and once the defuse goes through, right, it puts the pressure then on Cumberland to act somewhat hastily as well, possibly allowing them to move into the util, which is what you saw there. USF played it very well. And once again, back to even. Pressure the Cumberland side. The economy not looking too great. No ultimates to be had here, and a pit available for USF. Currently not committed, but I could see that potentially going A if we see more noise around there.
Oh. And I mean, so competitive for both these teams. They want to go to CCC. It's the May Madness.
Yeah.
Hades getting the first blood. Ikuda has been falling both of these games so far, both of these rounds that we've seen. Gerardo managing to grab a timing, but the trades are there. Numbers for USF. They're looking to get these multi-round wins, unfortunately. Hades not going to be the one to do it. Bill Goats finding needing 2 more to lock in not only 4, but also the victory here. Gets info, but they go to drop yet again. Nano Swarm out. Turret gets found. Davy Gravy getting the timing. I thought they were gonna get punished there. We've only seen punishes from drop, so I am, I guess, refreshed.
Okay. I mean, drop playing works out for somebody, which is, yo, shout out to them. Right, as we wanted to see, but not staying too long. And USF here once more. Up 1, up against the save. Looking to push themselves to match point on their opponent's pick. Crocs knowing this allows her to move up with no one from Cumberland to check him, but B. First take, first down.
Some util invested, nothing found just yet. USF, they're waiting. They don't want to get super aggressive here because they don't want to lose any weaponry. Cumberland, they are on an eco, and it could be match point if they win this out correctly. Joby getting and forcing themselves back into CT, hiding in the corner. Gerardo not looking towards them at all, at least not yet. Gonna catch a timing onto Ikuda, but getting traded out. Gerardo knows, hey, I need to push into this, see if I can grab this weapon, but gets folded back onto the site. No space created, an ultimate invested. This time the retake is looking strong for USF. They only have a player down, and now the fights come through. Faked Crocs. It's gonna be Casticola on the end, and of course, I mean, it is an eco round. We did see some really great picks from Cumberland, but it's gonna be that match point falling in USF's favor.
And well played for USF, I would say as well. Where they necessarily really aggressed the same angles. They saw the full push and moved off. And even from the tight angle, managed to get one, although they get traded. Right, it's enough information for them to know where the rest of the team is situated. So making the efforts overall worth it. And now here, 3 ultimates online. Again, that pin, the showstopper, alongside the Odin for the first time I'm seeing right now from Hades.
Ooh.
Towards C. All right, I don't mind that at all.
I mean, gonna take him down to the underworld, right? We're talking about, you know, Hades, Odin, Ares. It's just fitting. And USF, they're just looking so much better on this map than from what the statistics say. I mean, statistics, right? They're only just that. They're not how teams perform. This ultimate's just gonna just push them super far back.
They're going towards C here, right? Just clear out. See, they hear the door. KJ should be in range to activate all of the util. Here comes in through waterfall. Hearing the push and no rotations just yet. Knows. And no one's completely committing over from A. There's 3 so far up, but they're gonna have to try to move here sometime. And now it is just the fade. No. Finally is to make the way in.
Oh, they're gonna try and end towards C here. Oh, just a huge portion of this round already dedicated. And with that, right, USF, they have 3 ultimates still left for retake. Honestly, 2 of them, the fade and the showstopper, are just gonna be insane in tandem. Hey, it's taking some chip damage. Casacola goes for the plant.
What?
Joby goes down to John. Aye, that's the Viper read. Ikuda taking an aggressive angle, postures for success, but unfortunately leaving USF Joby in a tough spot. 2 players.
10 bullets.
7 bullets. A turret spotting out their location.
Oh.
I don't think it does any damage, but it spots them out. The reload coming out for their security, and the spike is down, being guarded by players, by turrets. And there's so much util on this bomb. The blast packs, the mollies. I doubt he needs to go huge here. Peeks out, gets the 1 for 1. That's all that it's gonna be. 1 for 1.
And for USF, the retake, although they were a bit slow on coming all the way back to C, it was disjointed. Right? They were not necessarily able to find much, but on the other end, for Cumberland, a great call. C open. Although they lose the ultimates from, unfortunately, just trades that'll go their way, but finally they managed to stabilize in a round again that was crucial for the success. And 1 more to push into OT.
Oh man, and for COT here, just gonna showcase how much these teams have grown. John getting read into it. USF Crocs is gonna find them.
What?
Great first pick. Ikuda looking for a pick of their own, but not finding too much just yet. There's a trade, not only in lives, but also in ultimates. There's another ult coming out the lockdowns.
What?
There's Gerardo finding Hades, needed to break the lockdown. They pick up some upgrades. Joby's gonna start the defuse. They get the half. They need to just finish sticking it. Casacola peeks and they fall.
He's defusing?
He's not defusing just yet. They find the pick. Davy Gravy is gonna grab it. The defuse comes out. 13-11. Interestingly enough, the same scoreline that we saw on Bind, but this time a different team that wins. The team that is winning this is going to be USF Gold, right? Yes, I believe they did such a good job.
I can't believe that's how that ends.
It's shocking.
A scoreline that says a very competitive match, but I find these rounds just ended up being very lean towards one team or the other. And it was just interesting to see, but again, there is of course a lot more game to play, right? So it's just, but I am a tad flabbergasted with just how we ended up here, I'd say.
I would say flabbergasted indeed, but the story has been kind of just rewritten. USF taking charge in this game. They 1000% watched the previous game on March 18th and looked into what they were doing wrong, the calls that they made a lot better, and the comps were the same. The sides were swapped as the only difference maker. It's gotta be their strategy, right? If that's what happened, if that's what it was, maybe they're just shooting better today. But we're gonna be moving on to Bind. That's going to be the next map. It's the same thing as the previous games, but this time it's a different story. And for USF Gold, it might be a 2-0 victory. We'll have to see then. So we'll see you guys then. Cheers. We are back with some more ECAC Valor, and I'm once again Nerds here with Ravish, and we are here with USF Val and Cumberland. If anyone's coming in here into the chat after the short little break, we USF, they won on Lotus.
Yeah, that was a massive switch up from what we've seen in previous games, but Lotus being Cumberland's extremely favored, super dominant pick. And now on the other end, we're on to Bind, where Cumberland had a very hard fought victory, but one that did manage to get here. I will see if that does end up being the case once more.
I mean, this was the pick for USF Gold. So, and they had a really convincing game on it. It was 11-13. So we were once talking about a potential third map. It could be a switch up. It could go 2-0 in USF's favor.
Very easily, yeah. But it does leave us to think as to how they'll adapt and evolve. Right, for Cumberland right now, buying composition, a lot more standard, a lot of what we've seen pretty much throughout. Is Bind being played for the past century. On the other end, USF bringing in some of that new flavor, at least with a Gecko, a possible double initiator, double controller, right? So that's also what we've been seeing around. I myself am a bit of a breach enjoyer on Bind personally, but I know Sky does also add a lot of value as well for a lot of teams.
I also am a breach enjoyer, so I'll have to agree with you on that. But this looks like the exact same comps that they played with last time, actually. So it makes sense. They're playing what worked for USF Gold. They know that this worked. They got to 11-13, maybe just fell short a couple of rounds. But, you know, using this time kind of to talk maybe a little bit for Frox, you know, what are we going to be doing? How is USF Gold going to be playing this? And same thing with Cumberland, right? Both teams are fighting for that spot at CECC. Now, with Bind, I personally have had some really funky experiences with it, not only with collegiate teams, but just like watching it. I'm always frustrated that there's no mid, and with how there is no mid, how many times we see players rotate, especially using those teleporters. So I expect some of that to come into play here.
I think Bind's fine. It's evolved, especially if you're good attacking side, to make it exciting to watch, if anything. But rounds could definitely get quite close, and post plants is something that I look at a lot in Bind, as they really just do define the attacking side's identity and ability to, you know, actively build up their leads. For Cumberland, that I find has been a significant weak part of the game plan with how they played it. So I'll wait to see what they do bring out. For now, though, like I was saying, compositions are in. USF, one away from getting the land.
And I think Cumberland starting also on defense is going to be good for them. Cypher, generally, I would say, with the buffs, really strong for that defensive half. Showers control gained. USF fakes the orb tap, so wordplay found, but at this point still very slow, not dedicating too much just yet.
Yeah, remember last time though, it was Cumberland starting off with the defense once again, and they did get 9-3'd last time. But although they did manage to bring it back, right, all the world and winning 11-13. But here's where USF shined. Dog with a boom bot to push straight into the sights.
Ooh.
But they got already gone.
Crocs getting the first pick. That's gonna nullify all of that sentinel utility they're grabbing or trying to grab. U-Haul control. John goes down, and that's gonna be U-Haul control gain. 3 players alive for Cumberland. Spike goes down, and they have such a good position on this site. Retake starts. Gerardo slowly slipping into U-Haul. Ikuda getting traded out. Gerardo's there. The right clicks are found. Pasticola as well. But now it's a 1v2. They fall back into Showers. Just going to be playing off of that util, it seems, and off the tap. Waiting for it. Fake pushes out, but it's a very quick victory for USF.
A little quick on the feet in the trigger right now for USF, right? I think solidly played. triple second rest at U-Haul was a little bit detrimental as they all got flashed and all three of them died, right? Which sucks. But you know, Parasol's a person nonetheless. We're gonna have to see if the same sort of momentum does go forward. Remember last time we were here, USF got bonused, albeit different sides, but
There.
here this time
Right there.
they look comfortable, they look practiced, they look very drilled overall on this map. A 3-2 would lean towards a early Dizzy. Catches something, but there is double stacked up outside of U-Haul. Question is though, will they peek? Answer yes. Oh no.
The
Oh no.
aggressive teleporter play. They managed to find one, faked, and grab another. Frox does even out the score, but still low HP. They can't heal. John is hunting, trying to find these players, but that play working out so well for Cumberland.
The nade as one of the corner was huge for them too. As it baits the shower player. Knowing that's where they're positioned. And luckily they managed to get both there too, but they're going to get caught. They're not looking.
John has the timing and the weapon.
The wall.
Saving them? Oh my gosh. The timing working out so perfectly for USF. They run into Casacola, who grabs Crocs. And they're getting picked off here by Cumberland.
They're about to get bonused again, man.
I mean,
That's nuts. I mean, still some time left though. It's 2v3.
Casacola
Opposite advantage is their favorite. He can find it. He can find it.
Oh,
Oh!
Hades pulling off the angle. Casacola not finding Hades as well. There's stall put out towards Garden, making sure they can't push
Big.
in. Hades grabbing John out of hookah. At this point, they needed, I mean, it's 2v2 and all the players are split up. Hades peeks into Bilgo, finds one, knows that they are there. Grabbing Casacola is going to be huge. Down to a 1v1. Picks up the Sheriff
my
and hits
God.
the shot. They got bonused. They got ecoed.
Yeah. Again. On different sides.
I don't know how to get by without money.
And now this will be a 2 in a row likely for Cumberland, right? And for USF, it's unlucky that, you know, it was a good call from Cumberland to call for the TP play, push in, 2 taken right away. Timing luckily saves them, and they're at angles where they just didn't expect them. Where I know they're definitely yelling like, yo, why are you here? And easy pickoffs from there too, but you're in a 2v2 and by bunker where you gotta just stay and pay and peek off of one another. There's no need to push out because they have to come to you, or they gotta defuse well. Giving them an open angle set line like that leaves you in for whoever shoots faster. And answer was not USF that day.
Some free promo. But Davy Gravy, they are going to push up through long very patiently. Cumberland, no. All right, USF, they are currently on an eco, so they don't want to get ecoed themselves. Shots fired, but nothing found. Ikuda's going to be grabbing the first player. Hades goes down back into the underworld. Ikuda gets another Casacola finding
Oh
too.
my God.
At this point, it's going to be easy for them. The read's not there, but thankfully Ikuda is not a flawless, but with only one player down, they maintain 4 weapons into this next one and start rolling their economy.
Yeah, that's the toughest part of this, right? This is exactly what we saw Cumberland do before. They got the bonus, they had weapons in their hand, and then they started racking up round after round. USF, it took them a bit to stabilize here, but now this though, again, we find ourselves in a round that USF definitely wants to get the game back into favor. Always put it back to even and punish the eco of anything of Cumberland.
Again, very slow, right? And I think that's been working a lot for these teams, especially for Cumberland. They're fine with taking things slow. They're being a lot more patient. They're like, yeah, sure. No, you guys can stay here.
There.
Oh, shots
Close
found.
then.
I mean, USF, they needed to go at some point. It's just a matter of at what point they needed to go. Both teams
Just
trying
one
to find
scene,
the
though.
timing, right?
Okay, see where they get into the site. Look, the inch should be long. There's a flash. There they go. But and you basically look to clear that up. There it is.
Oh.
Yep. Cascall lives. One minutes again.
They have to fall
I
back.
know there's a there's another person there. They have to keep on firing. Cut the second corner, but it's covered on all sides. Everyone's here.
Toxic screen going down, and I mean,
Rotate.
are they gonna push off? No, I mean this is where bind right lives. Rotate city. They decide not to. Casticola is gonna punish for that pick. Thankfully, it evens out. It's balanced 3v3. Low HP for Cumberland though, at least on one of the players. This is where the wingman acts almost like the fourth player. The spike's gonna go down if they have all of the positions covered. Crocs finding 3 ultimate pops. Casticola now needing to find these last 3 players with a very lackluster utility. It's gonna retreat.
I mean, they know he's an elbow. They know the entire time. And having to commit seekers for just one person isn't ideal. But you know, you do manage to at least push them off. But they also don't want to give away the weapons, the timing. So like we're gonna push into them when they know they can survive it. There we go.
Oof.
Finally they find it.
Good that they took the weapon away from them, right? It's gonna slow down at least the economic they have a roll kind of right, 2 rounds rolled over, so it's gonna stunt them just a little bit, especially Casticola.
Good timings though. An opportunity once again for both sides to take a lead in a game that has been very back and forth on both ends. Things to note is once again the showstopper that's there. Alright, for Cumberland. But John's watching the angle. Oh, the peek!
Hey, peeker's advantage, right? At least that's what it's called here in some cases. Fake is gonna push onto the site with the thrash, getting control of the majority of the site, clearing back and in the tube. Now Fake is just spamming through, trying to find Casticola, but not finding much here. USF also having a very crucial ultimate in that from the sky. That Brim ulti could be very good for sectioning off any of these places. She's still gunning for you. We get to see another thrash. There's the ultimate for the retake. Finds 2.
Big.
Ikuda speeding things up. They get another one in the tube. Hayes needing to stay alive here to slow down the defuse, separate the players. But Casticola is just gonna grab them. The retake is too strong from Cumberland.
And that was the quick retake from Cumberland. USF all kind of spattered on the side, nobody hiding on any corners, waiting for the immediate aggression from Cumberland, but past the TPs, there was nobody else around. I think I take it for a ride. Blown up, out and about, just completely in the open. Now Cumberland finally have an advantage in this round at least. 5 weapons, and I guess to save a USF more of a broken buy if anything, but a round that shouldn't be too bad for them.
We have a Fake on the hero rifle talking about the broken buy, so we'll have to see. Keep an eye, right? What are they going to be doing with it? How do they push into this? They have 3 players stacked up towards short, 2 players towards short, 3 players towards showers, but with the noise made, they're not dedicating themselves towards any site. The slow play worked well for Cumberland, and now for USF.
An opportunity. Don't gone just yet, but Ikuda's up top, man. This could be just so bad. Then watch, he doesn't know the wall's there for the cross. He hears this though, right? He must.
I think they've been shift walking through and through. There's a read found, but your backside, you gotta be mindful of it. Thankfully, there's a player there. Ikuda managing to grab 2 before they fall. Trades coming back and forth. It's just pinstripes like a candy cane on the kill feed as now Cumberland comes out on top. Cade's getting spotted as well, needing to fall back. Has the close quarters Spectre, but Casticola is going to net them the double round lead.
The repeat there was bold. It was brazen for sure, and I find one that, you know, okay, doesn't work at introduction, albeit though it was a save naturally. Economy's still not doing too great on either side, of course. A loss on either end just means a full save for themselves. This time though, they changed the strat just a little bit. Starting off with early showers control, but no one pushing against them. Gotta lead them, try to scale up through B. Who cannot take it here either. Look how far up they are in B long that they can just catch one.
Ooh.
He gets it.
He got the read. He's read the playbill almost perfectly, and at this point, USF now they can go fast here through short this time. They have Dizzy Util pushed out, faked, gonna pop in with the showstopper, but not finding Cypher on the site. Gonna get pinched. Billgoat is gonna take down faked as well. Tripwire destroyed, but Billgoat still has a lot of information with that ultimate neural theft, giving Cumberland so much space here. John with the 3 and the defuse is there. 4 players still alive.
Cumberland looking like a different team this time. The defensive half was one that they struggled on previously, and USF naturally needed to take a breather on how they can circumvent the retakes that have just come round after round, time after time against them. They've not been able to defend a thing. And on the save here once more, Cumberland can easily find a 6-2, a full round lead. When switching over is not the most ideal thing, especially with an op on their end, so a lot of pressure right now against them. USF, their map pickoffs on the line and Ascent up next. Although this is collegiate, I would not be surprised if we just get teams winning on opposite map picks.
Happens a lot of the times, right? We now see the buy up Ikuda going for that op. The attack strat gonna be changing here, and I mean, sorry, the defense op. Misspoke. They have a full buy and the op as well. So a lot invested into this round for Cumberland, and apparently a lot for USF, as they're gonna be going for a force and a stack towards B. Faked right now. Oh, Ikuda. I thought they were about to meet each other, but no. The operator's not going to be finding anyone, at least today, from Hookah. They're all pushing in here. Grabbing the orb for Davy Gravy and then rotating? Yeah!
There's still 2 here. Yeah, past the pit. They can just keep walking here too. But to slow them down past showers, now they're gonna go through A.
Back to B.
But I was gonna say, yeah, they know they're probably gonna rotate off here. And Joby is probably giving the information like, hey guys, they're running, just wait. Ikuda still has to be up watching Kuka.
Oh. But ultimate for USF has been invested. They've got the trail. The cabbages are coming forth. Seekers seeking these players out. Ikuda tries to get some shots of flick onto Dizzy, but Dizzy's still going to land. Ultimate pop as well. They're investing a lot for USF. They bought up, they forced up, and they're using these ultimates here to win. No casualties found just yet, but the spike being planted, and the rest of Cumberland just off on the extremities waiting to pounce. Slowly from is there.
Oh.
He manages to get picked off though. John, he was the I mean, getting the 4 picks. He was the one to do a lot of the damage. Bill Goat and Ikuda as well. At this point, they rush in onto the site, collapsing with their retake.
They're just playing individually on sites. Taking fight streams by themselves, and I found like in a postman like that, y'all gotta be stacked up ready to trade off of one another. And none of them truly are. It's like, you saw that, Faked was up on top of Generator waiting for a flash. While Crocs puts that at his own timing and hoping to reposition, but instead he goes back in the same angle and dies for it. Now there's no flashes. Elbow control is gone. And there's just, once again, it's on the same sort of circle. Just shallow control taken every single time. It's gotta be more.
Oh, Ikuda spots these players out. They know. Just barely seeing the hitbox. Finding one almost immediately before they have to get out of dodge. Ultimate invested, but a player gets found. At this point, 2 down for USF. Who now are sitting on the hot seat. Ikuda gets the 3rd. Trying for the 4th, but gets taken down instead. They pick up the op, but low HP, not much left. That's where the Sky util comes in. Regrowth. Invested and used, and if you don't use it, you lose it. And these guys, they've been losing a lot. Need to find a pick here at least. Oh, Gerardo kind of splitting the attention through. Catches out Joby, expecting another one from a different angle, going to retrieve the operator. But thankfully, Casacola is there, and that's them playing together. They're just off of each other. If one falls, another is right there and ready.
It's all there. It's all there. I can see the vision, the possibilities. But I feel like we're heading towards the exact same situation that we saw, but inverse. Where it was Cumberland with the 9 now and USF with a possible 3. A gun now in their hands, a crucial round of this half. And the last gun round they'll likely get as well.
Oh, Ikuda. There's a crash to stop them.
Oh, he's
spotted out. Not enough utility to get out of it. Thankfully, Gerardo is there. They didn't clear him. And sure, you lose Ikuda, but you find 2 picks. Casacola grabbing Crocs and John wrapping things up in a neat bow tie. As it honestly, we're talking about scripts being inverted. We're talking about, you know, Lotus being won by USF. We're talking about Cumberland winning out 2-0. And it might be 9-3, but this time it reversed again.
It just keeps happening. It's just over and over. It just like they've just have gone on such a run. It's insane. Like honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we go to Ascent. I can see this happening pretty easily.
I mean, we're talking about rewriting scripts, right? Oh,
yeah.
Picks found for Cumberland. Bilgo gets another with just the tripwire. First time I've seen that in a while. And, you know, we're talking about first stand. We're talking about 1. In this case, Joby going down. Ikuda's going to grab them. 9 on the board.
One by one, we rack up possibilities that USF just said can't seem to get a hold of this map. Like, they get into the site, it's great, and things go bad, and now they're not able to get in the site and no more. The outputs are too much pressure. You can't find a ton of space at all here. And now we're taking 1v1s against the op. Yeah, it's just, he's just walking the sideline.
Now USF, they're in a rough spot. They've lost their IGL. They lost their captain. The 4 players still alive are playing patiently, looking to see if they can find a pick. But at this point, Cumberland, they're playing very patiently. They don't need to worry about much. Shots come through into showers, but again, nothing found here. Bill Goat spawning one out. John just playing a game of, you know, whack-a-mole, just waiting to see where these players are. That's the patience I was talking about a bit earlier. There we go. Speed. The pace picked up. The 1-for-1 is there. Gerardo with the ultimate, waiting to invest it for the plant. There it is. It's coming out, but it's just a fake. I think they know. Both teams are a bit aware. That's the teleport coming out towards the B site. USF having the correct read. Casacola gets the 1-for-1 there. Davy Gravy still alive. using Wingman to plant that bomb so they could take a more aggressive position into elbow. Bomb is going to be planted. Frox going down. It's all resting on the shoulders of Davy Gravy here. Needing to find these players. The defuse has started. Locks onto one, but gets taken down.
It's one by one. They fall. And now in a 10-2, USF has to do something incredible. Which I am not sure of personally.
The 10-2 comeback. They win the pistol. They get the bonus. The economy starts rolling in their favor. We've seen a lot of teams win that third round as well. So, yeah, throw that one in the mix for the hypothetical soup and something can come out of it.
I mean, we'll see, right?
We'll have to see.
It's... Man, I don't know, dude. It's 8 rounds. It's a lot to come back from.
It's a very
9-3 before.
It's a big deficit, but I think they can do it. Capricola immediately
Starts the pistol.
grabbing the info. It's just the pistol, but I mean, it's important. They get pushed out of position here. Cumberland. They have done a decent amount of chip damage onto USF. Oh, but Hayes is gonna get the first blood all the way towards A. Players are kind of aware of this. Gerardo and I believe Bilgo are just taking space here in elbow. The timing is found by Davy Gravy. Shots come out and it seems like USF is looking a lot stronger here. Flash as well, but I don't think it's gonna grab the entire team. Flash is the same angle. Hayes grabs Casacola and USF are down in a 2v1. Ikuda tries to take an aggressive stance to slow down USF, but now they've slowly, but you know, maybe started their comeback here. Potential.
We said it starts with the pistol, and that's a great way to start. So it's positivity, it's options, and it leaves us open for whimsy because we're forcing on the side of CU. Now, albeit they can very easily afford to do so. Right, they have a lot of rounds to play with and a lot of leeway. On the other end, USF is also fully committing to this buy up here either. They're getting scout, they're getting, just that 2-shot.
The outlaw.
We're getting just stinker. Thank you. I was gonna call it a scout.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
but I'm like,
scout?
that's yeah.
Counter strike. But no marshals. No, we're gonna be seeing the outlaw here, and I think it's great. It's been working out. Faked immediately, finding value with it against the light shield stinger meta that we have seen. It's only grabbing one before falling. Nox is going to grab another. It's just been trades this entire time, and at the end, utility prevails. But they made it so expensive, Cumberland.
They made it out though. They made it alive, but they lost so much on their bonus that they have no one else to really buy out. Right? Because you come up Bulldogs here once again. But considering that Cumberland did force up, they have to put themselves on just shares and ghosts. So they've bought themselves at least one more round to equalize their economy. Excuse me.
And I mean, because of this round, they could potentially get the 5th, right? If they're on Sheriff, they don't get ecoed here. USF could be on for expanding their deficit, lowering that number, getting it down to only 5 rounds in terms of a difference. Oh, I think Davy Gravy has the read. Ikuda getting tagged up before needing to fall back here.
You did good.
Still, slow rotate over day. I take their time investing each corner. They haven't actually moved off of A just yet. There's just the one lurking in a cipher near B. They take U-Haul control. They have the option to try to commit to A, but There is one watching heaven. Smokes haven't gone down just yet.
Oh, I think they have the read.
Yeah, they saw one. Yeah.
Yeah, and at this point, that's going to give them the opportunity to push in. Opening of the sky, denying the plan. Gerardo needing to plan a bit more open at this point. Spike goes down. Gravy finding one, and now he can collapse onto the site. But look at this. Bilgoat is going to be all the way towards B. That's faked with that outlaw. Oh, just being a bit devious here. And they also find Bilgoat trying to pinch them onto the site. Joby's going to go for the defuse. Gerardo with a sheriff in hand needs to find these players, but gets found out instead. 4 players alive for USF. As now Cumberland, you know, they're feeling it. They're feeling some of the pressure, some of the heat.
This is at least a good start. The 3 for the leeway. 5 rounds away from tying it up. They still got the Bulldogs. Right? Still got the Outlaw. And at least 1 hero rifle for USF. But a lot of padding in their economy. But this will be the first real test they have here. Guns in hand. And a win taken can be a massive momentum swing. It starts here. First contact, Crocs has to fall off. 3 peaks, surely not.
We talked about the importance of this round. The gravity, I think, weighing on these teams. As Cumberland not wanting to fully rush in. Nothing too crazy just yet. They're waiting things out. I like this util as well, the combination of it. It's something that Cumberland is known for. A little bit of a misplay there, but Ikuda managing to get out onto the site regardless. And nearly finding one. Gerardo is going to be the first to find them. And now Joby's down. They're playing further off the site. A is empty. And they know that A is empty. They're rotating.
They're leaving? Yeah, because look how far John made it.
There's no reason
he
not
cleared
to.
the entire site.
And now John is gonna not only is gonna be so far up here, but no, I was gonna say he could get the one. That'll put Cumberland in such a good spot. They've done such a huge amount of damage towards USF, and only picking up one, but also just damaging the sky. And now the retake is gonna look lackluster. The only thing I foresee is that Thrash could be a thorn in the side of Cumberland.
Oh.
Ooh, that's one of the initiators down. The other one found as well. 3 players up for USF. Both the boom bots, you know, just having a little play date down in U-Haul, but still, the dynamic retake isn't there. Bilgoat is dynamic himself, managing to find the 3. I mean, we don't see too many ultimates come out. It's very slow play. Cumberland, that's the 11th round.
I said it. That pass was gonna be tough, and this was the first real test, and it did not pass. It's not a great sign, but it's still 11-5. Now here they have actual weaponry. It's just gonna matter about whether they can find the read as to what Cumberland wants to do. They're triple stacked up on B, and they look to push out on showers on A to see if they possibly catch anybody early on. Doesn't seem to be the case. They have to play a full retake on A here.
Oh. They have good showers control as well for anyone lurking up. Hades though.
Oh.
Needed to find that pick. Davey needs to get the refrag. No.
Oh.
The pinch has been lost towards
GG.
the A site. There's no pinch. And this ultimate, like, just a capstone, right? Just close the bottle. The lid has been placed, and they know the position of these last 3 players. USF in an incredibly just difficult situation to come back from. They have, I mean, the dive duelist, but other than that, realistically, it's still not gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be enough for them. Flash comes out to delay. Crocs pushes in. Not finding too much. They're just playing towards showers. The control has been maintained. Casacola peeks out. Ikuda is going to get another. Casacola is, you know, getting these picks, but I don't know if Faked is going to be really too concerned with these, you know, getting the retake here. They want to keep that operator online for this 12th round for Cumberland.
one round away from taking us through the fated ascent. A map we predicted we were going to quite some time back. USF getting previous picks and out here looking as dominant as ever on their opponents. Similar story we saw previously. But now here, all they need is one. 3 ultimates, full weapons, and a couple of minutes.
They're going a lot faster here onto the site. The confidence displayed here from Cumberland is refreshing. Just blasting through and, you know, getting blasted themselves. Unfortunately, Casco's gonna fall as soon as I give them praise. Unfortunately, Fake is also going to fall, and now USF looking like a strong contender here to win this round. But again, still looming on match point. John gonna find Joby. They're slowly working their way back into this B site to try and get that plant. Potentially working their way back into the round. Gerardo does have that ultimate to play off of, so all they need to do is stay alive. Hades has the read. Slowly walking up. Gerardo catches them with the iPad out, and now it's looking almost impossible for USF. They do have the thrash to invest. Wingman, start on the defuse. Not just yet, baiting out that ultimate instead. Gravy getting a pick is going to be really strong here. That's where the Wingman starts to shine. John isn't going to be the one to stop it. It's going to be Gerardo who falls. 1v1. John just needing to play time here. Gets the pick, gets the 4-piece to secure a 13-5 victory for Cumberland.
Did we expect anything different? Maybe.
No, I mean,
a little bit.
I always like
But-
opium. A little, just a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. Why not? But a map once again looking dominant on their side nonetheless, and one more looming in the air.
Ascent. And I mean, your read was perfect, Ravish, right? They the test was there for the rifle round and they couldn't measure up to it. So with that said, I mean, we'll have to see what they do on Ascent realistically, right? What can they make? Who's going to come out on top? And again, the stakes on the line are who's going to see ECC, who is making it to LAN. So after a short break, we'll be back with Ascent. Cheers. We are back for what could potentially, well, what is the final time. I'm still thinking about game 2 with how fast Bind came out. But we are here again for the final time on Ascent ECAC games. And once again, Nerds Corner with Ravish. We're going to be your commentators here for anyone coming in that's new. For anyone that's been here, you know us. And we're going to be the voices here. And we're going to be talking about Ascent, the box standard of Valorant, basically.
Yeah. This is it. This is the Dust 2. You know, this is the Black Ops 1. Like this is it. This is the standard. This is everything. This is what you know. This is what you love, right? Well, love is a strong word. But it's something that we are all familiar with, right? Naturally, it's waking up in the morning. It's going to pee. It's seeing the sun. It's stretching. It's daily life. It's sunrise and sunsets, which happen in some places and not others. And we'll see the composition.
I was gonna say a hover on Clove, which is interesting because we didn't say this, but Clove not allowed for these playoffs since new agent, just to give edification for all the players and people watching. Just gonna be keeping that under wraps. But, you know, kind of scaring us as the casters. But the thing that I don't find too scary, rather mundane actually, is the fact that we have the same compositions for both sides, and it's the same composition that we've seen on Ascent time and time again. If Ascent is the box standard, this is the toys that come in the box, and they're always the same.
Yeah, this has not changed for like what? Like for the past like 2 years, right?
About 2 years, yeah.
I mean, I remember there was a time where Fade was more popular when she was OP, but it didn't matter. Some teams get freaky and they use Cypher, but that went away real quick. Otherwise, though, yeah, this is it. Especially in collegiate, this is what we are going to get. We must be happy with it. We must survive it. We must prevail. We're on to Ascent. It's a BO1 at this point. The winner goes to LAN. Everybody wants to go to LAN.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, right? Like, I personally, this is why I like Ascent, but I also kind of hate it because of the composition.
Yeah.
That's why watching VCT, when I saw like Loud or Paper X or any of these teams do anything crazy, when I was watching Americas and I saw the Phoenix, I was like, "What?" So excited. I squealed just like that. And I was just, you know, happy about it. I was thinking in my mind that collegiate, it would trickle down into collegiate, but unfortunately, you know, if anybody watched that game, it did not trickle down into collegiate.
I mean, you can't, like, these teams don't have Sadok on their side, you know? So you can't you can't blame them for not.
I know, but like, I think it's almost like a heart of hearts thing, right? I just want it. It's not, there's really no rationale behind it. It's just more of like this uncanny feeling of like, it feels like each round is the same.
Because it is.
Okay, yeah.
Ascent is like that scene in Doctor Strange, you know, where he keeps saying like, "Yo, I've come to bargain. What's good?"
I've come to bargain.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, what a great crossfire setup immediately by Cumberland. I mean, these guys have come to play rather than to bargain. We saw some theatrics come out. John's gonna grab the pick instead. They're not coming to bargain. They're coming for some theater.
All right, now I'm awake. I was depressed before, but this doesn't suck. I didn't mind that. Because at least all right, excitement, drama, romance, history, every genre I could want here. Like it was exciting. More of that to me, please.
Be more aggressive.
Clearly, with the position, they read that play too. They knew that was gonna happen immediately.
They had kind of like a set call almost. I think that the ending of that was also really strong for them. And now going into it, Cumberland, they have the weaponry, they have the teams, they have a dynamic play style, and they have a flawless victory yet again.
Okay, like they are, once again, they also gamble stack B because of that, right? Because they knew where USF was going to go. That's just 2 easy, quick rounds. One by one, the defense are not sent. Their eco has been damaged a little bit, naturally. If they're gonna have to be up against the full buy of USF. It's not ideal. When I finally decided to go to this time. Up against 2. One-way setup here, so they're gonna have to be playing a bit careful.
It gets spotted out. One thing to know is we have that outlaw down through mid. Gets taken. I guess it's a caster's curse. I talk about it immediately. Davy Gravy is gonna take it down for me. He's not gonna allow it. I was actually gonna say I felt like they had a better opportunity to win that fight against Davy Gravy. So a part of me was hoping that they could win out here, but players regrouping into mid and finding Crocs. They're gonna be fighting for it. Davy Gravy getting another onto Gerardo. The trades are there in numbers, but still, Davy Gravy lives. Been kind of carrying the team, catching another player off guard, but not catching the player. Billgoat is gonna stay alive. Hayes pushes in, but gets taken down instead. And we've seen this in VCT, we've seen this in collegiate play, where the teams start to rack up these rounds, and the buy round for USF not working out.
It was nice from Gerardo as well, where alongside Billgoat, who decided that instead of looking to just play traditionally on the site, they looked to push out, instead pinches them once more. Works out great. Now from here for Cumberland, the question I have is, where was Team Lotus? What happened? They're playing fast and loose with great aim. And I've got to just think here, I mean, I don't know what's up. Looking very different in terms of the confidence and caliber of shooting.
I feel like that swing with intent has been locked in. Exactly what you were talking about. And I like that they're buying up also a outlaw here yet again for Ikuda. Just the picks could be good, right? Still an op kind of for those eco rounds. It's a lot invested as well, right? It's basically similar to a Bulldog or a Guardian, but as a trade-off in different capacities. Billgoat has the read here, at least to some degree. The players inching their way towards this B site.
Dart unfortunately does miss though, but managed to make their way in past the smoke into his
Billgoat.
loving arms. Oh no.
Yeah, Billgoat had not only the read, but also just the swings, the 3 pieces found. Ikuda also getting taken down. Last 2 players kind of hold up. I was worried the spray down would happen, but thankfully it's not. And Cumberland, they're 4 rounds up.
A buy round here once again for USF. Caught in that ping pong, right? Seems though the things just have not gone the way just yet. Fast rounds, quick executes, and immediate picks 1 by 1. Okay, with an op again, also on Ikuda. Holding by A, but it's a full stack over to the other site. No knife out early. Gerardo's pushing out here, lives barely.
He's like, I don't want to take that fight. See, I think he heard at least more than one player. He's like, nope. It's definitely not a 1-for-1. Ikuda getting a bit aggressive. They had the outlaw before, and now the op. Finding Hayes, who's leaking around towards B site take, being a bit more dynamic, but still counter just as quickly. At this point, USF, they're down not only Sensi for the backline, but their IPL. Gerardo finding 3.
Oh my god.
4 needs to switch to that classic. It's all right. Casticle has got you. 5 rounds up for Cumberland.
Dude. What's happening?
I mean, the dominance is just displayed from Cumberland.
Well, yeah, it's a 5-0 start, right? And now they have what I like to call a potluck buy. They go and sell some of their hero rifles too for that, but they've got a Marshall and what was a Bulldog for a couple seconds, but here Cumberland just complete and utter domination. Now they're stuck into wine here as well. Wait for you to push out.
Ooh,
But the op, he takes one, the shot gets it.
denying the blades, right? Making sure that at this point, right, it would have been found for USF and they could have worked their way in, but that pick is going to put a damper onto USF's mood now. With only 3 players. Bilgoat's going to, you know, just pepper them up, throwing some salt at them, but not finding too much. It's just so it's incredible how Cumberland has adapted their strategy, even though they're winning, right? Taking wine control, getting aggressive in A main versus pulling out of A main, taking space, having those dynamic reads at the start as well. Ikuda lines up the shot, doesn't find too much though, gets spammed onto Dice. They need to find a pick here. Thankfully, Davy Gravy gets one, immediately traded. I mean, they do still have Vandals on hand, on deck. Crocs gets it, but also gets got.
All right, we're starting to get a little bit silly right on Cumberland's side. You saw that was around, that was far too in their favor, and a a timeout that was needed a couple rounds ago, falling for USF on their bye. I have to wonder what they say here, right? They gotta be thinking like, yo, boys, we're getting slaughtered out there. We cannot be playing this fast against Cumberland. They're reading us to a dime. They leave us out to dry every time. We're like a towel that's been used 4 times and just wrung to nothing. It's tragic. I just don't know.
They've got to readjust some of their strats. I mean, my only call would be go fast. I mean, try it. Try anything. At this point, right? Cumberland, they're looking beyond great. So why not just rush into a site? The only problem is it could be red end. Now Cumberland, they do have 4 ultimates for USF. So I'm gonna see, they have invested a lot in terms of weaponry. I hope they invest in terms of their ultimates, especially the KO and, you know, Sova ultimates.
A lot of possibility, like you said. Blades are also available as well. Not used just yet either. Longside KO ultimate. No command, but Spike in a non-committal position, hoping to draw away the rotates. Has it made their way through? Oh no.
It's a fake and faked falls. Faked falls in the fake. Alliteration not found for me, but these guys are finding a, not a bare bones site, but a slightly, you know, emptier site. Unfortunately, there's still 2 players here. The flash lineup is found.
Nice.
There's only 2 players. Lines it up yet again. Bilgo peeks off of it, clearing everything off. That's the spike down, and Cumberland on the rotate. Hades sneaks past through generator to find KO, and now USF is looking a lot better. We have Davy Gravy trying to catch a timing here. Defender lockdown is initiated, looking for Bilgoat, gets it, and is going to break that lockdown. Great play. Lockdown finally broke. A Gerardo on the site looking for these picks. Spots out Hades' weapon. They need to it out, and Hades does just that. First round found for USF.
And then finally the massive aggressive plays get shut down. They look for getting their first, but round that was extremely close. And I find if any of the picks when cast cold, we may not be here. It is just one though, but we'll go. Fearlessly snuck through to not allow them to stop at the choke. And now here, I think the reposition is correct to leave them up by having ops on their hands. Ooh, up for op though.
I mean, hey, they at least know where these players are. They're aware the op is going to be dedicated into this area. Slow plays still. Not wanting to commit anywhere. At least not on the side of Cumberland. For USF, the spike already down towards B, and ultimate invested The null command is there. Ikuda hiding in the corner, trying to catch a timing, but not getting what they need, needing to reposition. At this point, Bilgo getting shocked out of position, and Ikuda falling down. Spike's gonna go for it. Juby gets the high ground. Gerardo peeks out, trying to find anything that they can. Cumberland, they've lost the sight, and now they're gonna be dedicating a bit more. USF pops the Blade Storm to try and maintain even more control. Faked.
Ooh.
Wanting to get aggressive. They only have an op. Catches the timing onto one. Hayes getting another from the back. It's just gonna be faked. Bilgoat takes them down. Now Bilgoat is also the last player here. Slowly working where we're in. Seeing if they can find anyone on the exit. Not getting too much though. Just barely missing the timing. Crocs is gonna spot them out. Take them down. Second found for USF. Slowly mounting their comeback.
Dude, this attacking op is using numbers on their eco and putting up so much pressure up against Cumberland side once they did lose that. Right? It's managed to just shows an opportunity for them to go op for op and get free picks at the beginning, and puts up such a damper on their post points. They don't know how to enter here either. Unless they have full flashes and smokes available, makes it much harder. It needs a lot more coordination here again. One last buy. Cumberland before a complete save. Ikuda, there we go. Op down. Season the second stays.
Suppressed. No util. They needed to. I mean, they just dedicated themselves there. Now Cumberland, right? They have not only the player up, but they have some ultimates to work with. Ikuda retrieving that operator, ensuring that they have that defensive side op. Gerardo not finding too much into mid though. Knows there's a couple players, but does not know their position exactly. Catwalk being covered here by Ikuda. Peeks out and falls. Crocs is gonna crumble now. At this point, Cumberland, they have everything that they need. They've reassessed their situation. All the players alive, the ultimates stacked in their favor. Only thing they have to worry about is potentially Hades, but Hades gets John. Doesn't get taken down. Instead, still in that position, falling back. Gerardo kind of hiding in the smoke, trying to catch a timing onto Hades. Does just that. Ikuda grabs 4 to net the 7th round for Cumberland.
And just like that, they're back in the driver's seat. They're being down 2. They played a lot more patiently and allowed themselves to find pick after pick. Although some of the beginning fights that they took were, I find, quite zealous, but either way, still working out very well in their favor. Both sides have a decent amount of ultimate and util waiting for them at the start of these rounds. But it has been interesting how we've seen the switch ups for where the regress on these sites. A shut off. B seems to be the lean, but they can't just go mid through B. Kuda's pushing up so far. He might find one of you.
He might get timing. No!
Oh no!
I thought Hades was gonna grab them there. But no, Ikuda grabs them instead, and now Cumberland. Again, you said this in the driver's seat. They're pushing in. The gas hasn't been stopped. Fake tries to go for their own push. Davey, Gravy, almost getting caught off guard here, but now USF is looking a lot stronger. Fake doing a lot of the damage that they need to do to find these picks onto Cumberland. Now Bilgoat is going to go for the wraparound, trying to see if they can spot anyone, maybe go for a pinch, but not too much found, not too much gained. I think it's going to be a save here, and they're going to be playing for exits, right? They have an op. Ikuda's going to be holding through Catwalk. Bilgoat's going to be holding through main. No.
Here.
Playing together instead.
Yeah. Hang off sight. No, the save is imminent. Does it allow one more to go in their favor? So not letting them run away with it completely yet, and they've seen how important the op is, at least this time for Cumberland. But they're like, yeah, we really can't let Crocs have that. Because getting one domed while walking into just downstairs is just, it's just the opposite of bueno. Aside from that, though, for Cumberland, we're starting to see some cracks show. You guys, the defense finally not working out. USF managed to find first picks, and I get shut down at each which way and form. Right now for Cumberland, the adaptations aren't in yet. Before stop our util and having to give up sights and play retake.
Spike going down soon here, and the retake that they have, I mean, Cumberland does have some good ultimates for the retake, but generally it's going to need to be more than just that. They have the weaponry currently. It's a matter of how they use it. Luda pushing in. There's that ultimate we're talking about. Oh, but it's kind of cutting off the teammates, pushing, needing to push in slowly still. It does grab faked. So value found. Flash comes forth. And there is the timing gotten. USF. And they're losing players here, only 2 up, and Croc's playing for Boathouse. Spots out 1, gets the second, sprays them down, but the third not found. Defuse is there. Ikuda picking it up, picking up the Blade Storms as well. Just a little cherry on top, a little bonus. It's a team ace, and the op is retrieved. It's all perfect here for Cumberland.
Way too close for comfort there for Cumberland. But that could have easily been a 1v3 because they were giving him 1v1s as well. Got completely flipped over. But 8 on their side. A potential 9th in front. Both sides still whatever they want. And they'll trade over. Get John the op and Blades for Akuda. Knowing he has some options with that Stinger. And leaving them to opt towards 3 here instead. Could find one though in Crocs. Waiting around by B. They're pushing in. Flash. Sees one. But Akuda can't find anything.
And it's interesting, John is going to be the player on the op here for Cumberland as well, allowing the Jet to really get aggressive. They have double ops, I just realized. So not only does Akuda have the op, but also John has one as well. Gerardo being caught off guard. Thankfully, John is there. They find picks. Facts. He's gonna grab a couple picks here as well, and the eco win. I just realized I was wrong. It wasn't 2 ops. It was 1 op that they traded off.
Yeah, they just they just tossed it off. Yeah. In between when they were trading positions, exactly. Because you could then just use the other weapon. But from here though, because 2 ops would be honestly lucky PM.
It would be
A 9-3, a 9-3 in front of them finally. A scoreline we've seen for Cumberland and USF twice now. Previously, we've seen 10-2s on their side. Vine completing the favorite. Lotus too close to call. And now a pistol for USF once again. The last 2 things saving them at the end of the game. It's survival. Big knife.
Oh, Fax is just kind of being cooked just a little bit, needing to get out of dodge. Cumberland now being really dynamic. For USF to even remotely attempt their comeback, they need to win this round. They get the pistol, the economy starts falling into their favor, and they can snowball this into a victory. But Gerardo finding Crocs there, and the trade's not falling into USF's favor. It's just gonna put Cumberland on the up and up. Davy Gravy goes for the heroics, but only getting taken down. It's gonna net them 10-3 as Cumberland, they're looking really hot here. Wouldn't be surprised if USF goes for a buy-up.
Honestly, yeah. Because they know that because they have like 2 options, right? Is that as they force up here and they lose, and they can't buy up again until match point. But if they don't, then it leaves us an option where they're just gambling on the 11th round. And so, the correct call is naturally the force up to slow them down potentially. A crucial round for USF.
10-3. USF slowly just hiding around, waiting, seeing if they could find literally anything before they commit to something, before they commit to anything. They're on defense here, so they just have to wait it out, right? Play a bit more reactive to how Cumberland is playing and seeing what they do. Age just has the angle here. It's waiting to see if they can spot out Billy Goat, catch a timing onto them. Spot out one, immediately fall back onto the site, collapsing into it. Cumberland, they know they have the read to go and hunt down Hades. Gerardo not finding them, checking down all the corners. Hades just dodging the bullets. First pick comes out, but it's immediately traded. Finally through the smoke, Gerardo finds one. Billy Goat it's taken down near the end. USF having only 2 players up right now. They need to go for this retake. Plant is already down. They have the weapons advantage. The timing also there, at least for John. The trade comes forth, but now Joby's position has been found and locked in. It's 11-3 here for Cumberland, as they're 1 away from match point, 2 from closing it off.
Gun here.
You know, it might be chalked. I don't mean to alarm you. I don't mean to scare you. But things look tough here. And once again, I just can't help but think, where did this team come from? They look completely different from the vibes we've seen, from the work they put in, from the plays they've made in both Bind and Lotus. It was a day and night. It just seems so much better suitable for Ascent, but I get that because it's probably used to it, but damn.
And now on the hot seat, USF slowly trying to find these times. They peek out into mid. Great opening. Crocs is there as well. USF having a strong play here. Now Cumberland down with only a couple players. Faked has that. Outlaw does not find the player, only spotting them out visually. Now at this point, Cumberland, they're in a precocious spot. 1 player on such low HP, 10 hit points for this KJ, for Bill Goat. And Cumberland, they I feel like even if they lose this, they still know they have the advantage. John peeking it ahead. No, I don't want to die to a turret. Be a silly way to go. And we're not going to see any silly billies here. Like planted until found. This retake is going to be here. Fax already finding John. Bill go to the corner. Goes huge. Hades is there. Not going to allow for the 4-piece. Instead, picking up the 4th round for USF.
Barely. Just barely. They stay in it. It's the game of inches as they trade round per round. For Cumberland, not about the close, and for USF, it's whatever they can get. Rounds are nice, and for CU, if they lose another, it's a save. The chances to rack up more big darts or clear damage.
Oh, now Cumberland's feeling some of the heat. At least after that exchange, needing to go in. Joby caring for USF here just a little bit. Crocs is there. Now USF has been heating up. They have all of their players towards this A site, collapsing onto Cumberland. They pick up a 5th, but to be expected for the broken bye.
Naturally so.
And now as well, like, I mean, they're on an eco, so there's a chance. I mean, the 6th is most likely, but
I mean, yeah, because like you said, it's a save in front of them, right? It's sheriffs, it's a stinger. there's not a ton they can do, but I've seen Cumberland do stranger things. Hey, I've seen them full commit 3 ultimates in a save. So the possibilities are endless. Let's trust right now.
Whoa, getting super aggressive as well for Ikuda. Just taking the space, the gamble to push into this. They're all going through market, but Hayes has the read.
Oh,
and so
no.
does Davy Gravy. The oh no in order, because now at this point, Cumberland only has Ikuda on board. Not able to find the one. Instead, it's just going to be USF winning. To be expected.
Dude, what if we go to overtime? What if?
Not gonna lie, that would our producers just yeah,
Just
they express their joy. And
Yeah, like,
honestly,
the observers are not
ecstatic.
happy.
If we got into overtime, the story would just thicken. The plot would be so deep because these teams, again, what are they fighting for? It's a single
there
elimination
would be no
tournament.
plot. It'd be ridiculous.
It would
be. It was at some parts appalling, honestly.
I mean, okay, if Lotus was anything, we know that these teams are really good at winning multi rounds in a row. And if we go into overtime, it makes sense. It is single elimination, and it's to go to LAN. It's a bracket to go to LAN. You're in the 16th round. You have teams ahead of you. You really need to win this.
Yeah, you do. But dream with me. They've taken 3 already. Right?
Yeah.
Taken is taken.
Ooh, Ikuda is gonna slow down this dream though. I've been woken up rudely from this unsung reality. Hades being blocked into a corner, plays anti-flash, but still gets taken down instead. Crocs needing to pick up the mantle, and so has Faked. John getting Crocs as well. Looking to lock in that 12th. Wake us up from this dream. Snap us into reality. The ultimate is online for Bilgoat and invested to win this round.
This will be only the second lockdown that we will see bound down to completion. Every single other one has been destroyed because the KJ player has died. And the lockdown has just been shot apart because they've just been in such awful positions. They smoke off the plant in and of itself for their own volition, in fact. And Fake knows he has to walk into them. One way up there. Life gone. Match point finally for Cumberland. One more round needed.
Uno más. And I mean, they have the ultimates to invest for the post plant. Ikuda's got the ultimate to invest, just entry in, and they're buying up a shorty, so definitely invested. Producers' words say tech pause. I mean, that'll give a little bit of time for these teams to kind of, by themselves, you know, think right within the team how and why and where. But for USF, for having a 3-round roll and winning out, and now being facing elimination, it's dampering the mood. Most definitely.
Yeah, it's something, bro. They got, I believe, a technical pause. So it's, and honestly, what a time to call a tech pause. It's fascinating. We're potentially with the last round away, and some just so happens to break, which is okay. So you know what? That means that we get to just sit here and vibe and talk about what, how we got here and why. Not much else, though.
I mean, 12-6 is a scoreline that is very difficult to come back from and send it into overtime for USF, right? I mean, I think I said at the very, very beginning of the cast, I know the captain of their team. I played Minecraft with him way back when, so it's a little sad because, you know, I got a little bit of caster bias because, you know, And if Minecraft has anything to do about it, I mean, they killed the Ender Dragon. They were really strong in PvP there, so something carries over at least. But
Also true.
that aside, I mean, I have to be unbiased. USF, they're looking like they're gonna lose this generally. It's one round for Cumberland. They need to pull off just insane heroics to really lock this in. And the fight comes out almost immediately, and it's won by Cumberland. The exchange leaves USF down 2 players.
I'm sorry, I disassociated for a second. Did you say Ender Dragon?
Oh, sorry. I played Minecraft with the captain of USF, and they beat the Ender Dragon.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
That's Haynes, the captain, going down 2 players up for USF.
No.
It's looking
Bro,
like it's a
been...
over situation. It's over here. Crocs.
Maybe not.
Oh, okay. There's something to work with.
Bro should have been in the range, not building shovels, man. Come on.
I mean, John is on the angle here. They have the players that they need. Cumberland
The time
is there. The time running out. 45 seconds is more like 20 now. They need to push in. The
time
is found.
Oh my God.
Gets one though, but gets spotted out. 13-6. And that's going to be a clean win for Cumberland. Some rounds been a little dirty, but still generally 13-6 is very, very strong. And, you know, to Hades, my Minecraft companion, my friend, hats off to you. I was trying to say compatriot for some reason, but USF, they don't win out in single elimination. They're going to be out of it.
GG's. Playoffs will have to go on forward, and Cumberland will win their spot in the land. Sorry to both teams, a much closer map this time around, naturally going on full distance, but a much better showing from both sides as well. Lots to be proud of and lots to look back on as well in terms of growth and such, but it's not the end of it just yet. We'll have an interview from a player from Cumberland very, very soon. We'll be back right after this break. We'll see you soon.
Hello, everyone. We are back here to talk to Billy Goat, to talk to the Cumberland team who just won out in this best of 3. And so we're going to be bringing them on the stage here. Billy Goat, how are you feeling after that win?
You know, feeling good, pretty good after that first map. We're in a little bit of shambles, but glad we got to close it out.
Yeah, glad you brought it up, brother. Let's talk about Lotus. Look, I know this map was yours, right? You wanted to go up onto it. Like, was it just I guess being warmed up? Was it them just having your number? Was like, what went on there, man?
I think it was more of just like we had a pretty bad defensive half. We would have liked more out of it, and then when it came to attack, it was just more of just like, you know, just not listening to each other. You know, it's kind of like that warm-up game. You know, we had to get out of our system. So
Yeah, which is fair. Now, I gotta ask, bro. What is y'all's obsession with drop like on Lotus, man? I feel like y'all just decided to vibe there more often than not, and it like never worked out. I think y'all gotta play your exits, man. You out there just sticking, chilling in a hole, being like, surely they don't see me, right?
right.
They saw you every time, dog. I don't know, bro.
I have no idea. We just, you know, kind of just gravitated towards it. I don't know. It's just an in the game moment, you know, and it happened. You know, it didn't turn out our way.
I'll play it around, yeah, for sure. But you know, of course, naturally, y'all didn't have to bring it back online, and of course, the sand just looked very clean from y'all, of course, too.
With those 2 games looking very clean from you guys, and with what's it called, your newfound victory, how are you guys feeling for your chances at LAN and for the rest of the bracket?
I didn't even know there was gonna be a land, but for the rest of the bracket, I feel like, you know, we come in like we did Bind and Ascent. Feel pretty good going into it. Shouldn't have any hiccups in the next couple of games, hopefully.
Well, I mean, if news, I'm pretty sure if you win this bracket out, you get to the top of it, you are going to the CEC LAN in Texas, the road to Texas, I believe. And so just hope. Congrats to you guys for the win, and here's to be hopeful. Hopefully you guys could make it and win out in the bracket.
Yeah. Of course, any final shout outs you want to give out to, of course, too.
Shout out, you know, to the team, to the coach, and of course, Mama to Bill Goat in chat, as always. Number one supporter.
Let's go, baby. Love that. Love that. Yeah. Beautiful stuff, man. Yo, congrats again, homie. Good stuff today. Congrats on the comeback win, of course, and we'll see more of you later. All right?
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Well,
Well,
that's about it for our day. We did.
That's about it. C'est la vie. So with that, I mean, I think we're gonna be signing off here shortly.
Yeah.
That was a really tough series for both those teams, just generally. Before we sign off, though, we have ECAC, Overwatch, and Rocket League tomorrow back on the channel. So if you guys are interested in some other, you know, talking about FPS games, Overwatch is going to be on here. So follow down below. Make sure to follow Twitter, X, you know, all the socials and whatnot, and continue to support Esports U and ECAC.
Bye.